The other really cool thing, which I honestly, I never really thought about it, but what you're doing with algae oil is the fish eat algae, right?
Yeah.
So, in order for them to make omega-3s, they're not naturally in their body. They're coming from them consuming krill or consuming algae. So, when we do this, we're kind of cutting out the middleman and just going right to the source. The other very cool thing that I didn't call out yet on this particular product, and one of the reasons for its sustainability, it has an infinitely recyclable bottle. So it actually is in an aluminum bottle that is safe. So we're not tossing, it's not another plastic bottle to go out to the recycling that may or may not get recycled.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Healthy Habit Podcast, episode number 116. That's 116. I'm your host, Dr. Dayan of Healthy Habit Medical Center. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Joyce Moran, back from episode 64, the last time we talked to Joyce. So I'm excited to dive in and talk Youtheory here today. Joyce has 18 years of experience in sales and education in the natural products industry. The last 6 years, she's been employed at Youtheory with a focus on training and innovation. As a certified health coach from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and former health teacher, her passion is to inspire optimal wellness through educating the public, just like on this program right here. Joyce, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
It's good to talk with you there. And you got the whole setup there behind you, from the collagen, ashwagandha, the B12, B6 combo. We've highlighted all these in past episodes, even the K2, D3. Before we dive into today's, what's your favorite there behind you? What's your go-to there?
Oh, of the ones behind me, I would definitely say I can't see them as well as you, but I'm going to say I love our ashwagandha. Like that's a daily dose for me.
Very popular here at the store as well. Customers love their ashwagandha. So today we're going to highlight, this is Youtheory's Ocean Friendly Omega. This is a 2024 Nexty Award winner, or Nexty, I think it's Nexty Award winner, for Best Sustainable Supplement at Youtheory here for the Ocean Friendly Omega. Let's dive right into this product then, Joyce. What's new on the menu here? Let's hear about it.
Sure. So first of all, we were so grateful to receive that award because it was for sustainability. So this is really the direction that we're moving in. And we wanted to be able to come into a space that we know omega-3s are just critical. Everyone knows how essential they are for your body, for your brain, for your heart, for your eyes, whether you're a mom who's going to have a child and we want this to get into the, baby, prenatally, or all the way up until the end of life. We need omega-3s, and we know that we don't make them. So it's one thing that we absolutely don't produce in our bodies, and we need to get them from an outside source. So Youtheory, was doing research and realized, that algae oil is an excellent source of omega-3s. And with that, we can have this 100% sustainable product because we're actually using algae or algae oil, and we're actually growing it in a controlled land-based fermentation system, which is up in Nova Scotia. So one differentiator of this particular product is just that it's totally contaminant free because we're not taking it out of a pond. So we've got sustainability because it's in this land-based fermentation system without any contaminants, and it has this very consistent dosing, similar to how we would make probiotics, so that we can have levels of DHA and EPA again, equivalent alongside of like a fish oil, but we're not harming the marine life or the ecosystem.
Got it. And we're doing a screen share here on the. Can you hear me well, Joyce?
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, here's the Ocean Friendly Omega. This is from youtheory.com. And you mentioned the algal oil, which, let's just make it real simple here. Where this is coming from, algae. So you don't need to, this is a vegan product, entirely vegan product. You don't need only salmon or like sardines or anchovies, mackerel to get your omegas, correct? Right? This is sustainable and it's available for those who are 100% on a plant-based diet, correct?
Absolutely. And we find, in previous years, algal oil was really, really expensive. And what's happened is the price parity between like fish oils and algal oils has really come together. So we are able to provide a product that is very, reasonably priced. It doesn't have any fishy aftertaste, which is fantastic because that's one of the complaints. You don't get those fishy burps, you don't get the fishy aftertaste. But again, omega-3s alongside of with the DHA and EPA that are equivalent to what you would get in a fish oil.
Mm-hmm.
The other really cool thing, which I never really thought about it,
Yeah.
but what you're doing with algae oil is the fish eat algae, right?
Yeah.
So in order for them to make omega-3s, they're not naturally in their body. They're coming from them consuming krill or consuming algae. So when we do this, we're kind of cutting out the middleman and just going right to the source. And we don't have to convert them in our body. So when we take two soft gels of this, or they're not capsules, they're soft gels, they are already 100% converted. So you're going to get those omega-3s in your body without any conversion needed in any way, shape, or form, which is fantastic.
I love it, Joyce. And I like that there's only 20 calories and 1.5 grams of fat here in what is it, soft gels, not capsules, or tablets. It's
Yeah.
a soft gel product. Instead of, because most Americans just rely on full salmon, just eating big salmon steaks throughout the week. And that's giving you hundreds of grams of fat, which, yeah, we need some of those omegas, but then you're getting hundreds of calories, up to thousands of calories a week or bi-weekly just from salmon. So this is isolating it in algae without having to get all those extra calories and heavy fat calories all the time. So is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Because we
And of
deal with a
course,
lot of people that are trying to lose weight, so or
yeah.
weight loss clinic among other things. So it's a common theme I'm noticing among our patients and in America and as a whole. They're eating a lot of salmon, and we're talking 400, 500, 700, 800 calories of dense, where it should be just used in small little chunks. Like if you know about sushi, they just put a little chunks of salmon in there. So I like this strategy here. You're getting two soft gels. Is that per day? Is that where someone can
Per
start?
day. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. And that will supply you with about 1.5 grams of algae oil. Okay, so 1,470 milligrams. And this name here, if you're wondering in the brackets, that's just the botanical name for algae, the Schizochytrium sp. So, and then it breaks it down into DHA, EPA. So let's dive into that then. We want more of the DHA? It looks like about 4 times as much DHA compared to EPA.
Yeah, so algae oil is just the way it is in its natural format, the way that it is in nature. It just is higher in levels of DHA than
Right.
EPA. DHA we think about more for our brain health. I think I remember from another company I worked with, your brain is about 40% of DHA fats. So it's very important to supply that to your brain, but it's also super important for your eyes and other parts of your body. And then we think about the EPA more for the heart benefits. So yes, you can take higher levels of both DHA and EPA, but naturally in the algae oil, this is how it is concentrated. So you won't necessarily find you won't find a higher level of EPA in an algae oil itself.
Yeah, so that's just the natural ratios in the plant, you know.
Yeah,
And I like how you
absolutely.
said cut out the middleman and just go straight to the algae, right? And the benefit is you don't have to actually eat algae. You'd have to probably eat massive amounts. So this is already measured out for you. Is that a good way to look at it?
It's a great way to look at it. I love it. And, what we find is that one of the barriers to people, I guess they've estimated about 20% of the population actually take the recommended, just the minimum daily amount of EPA and DHA or omega-3s, which is about 250 milligrams a day. And one of those reasons is well, lack of knowledge that they don't need it, but a lot of them is just because of all this overfishing that's going on. They're concerned about that overfishing and also things like microplastics and things that have been found in fish now, which is another part of what you're talking about when you're eating or when you're taking a fish oil, you're using the entire fish to create that oil. So you're not going to get any of those contaminants in here. So I love that it's completely clean and contaminant free as well.
Again, and that's highlighted here at youtheory.com. You folks can head over there /products, and then you'll find the ocean friendly omega there. Vegan friendly, no harm to marine life. We're getting it straight from the plant, straight from algae, which the benefit there is you're saving on plastics and mercury entering your body, right? There's islands now of plastic. I'm sure you've seen that, Joyce.
Yes, it's kind of devastating.
Right.
I don't want to do anything in plastic anymore. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
after what you hear about the plastic water bottles and then just how we're damaging the earth with all these plastics. It's really quite unfortunate. So
Yes.
this I love this fermentation system. I love that it's self-perpetuating and just continues. The other very cool thing that I didn't
Yeah.
call out yet on this particular product, and one of the reasons for its sustainability, it has an infinitely recyclable bottle. So it actually is in an aluminum bottle that is safe. So we're not tossing, it's not another plastic bottle to go out to the recycling that may or may not get recycled. Some
Wow.
people talk about it. Some people are like, oh, my husband's going to use it in the garage and he's going to put nails in it, or you can
Yeah.
put other things in it, but it does have an infinitely recyclable bottle.
Interesting. Infinitely. So, okay, that's good. Talk about sustainability, right? And that goes
Yeah,
back to the award winning there through the Nexty award winner for best sustainable supplement. So, and
exactly.
again, you don't have to be vegan necessarily or 100% on a plant-based diet. Why not mix it up a little bit? We're eating already enough eggs and butter and meat and salmon in this country. Why not get an algae product going, right? Is that a good way to look at it? You don't have to
Yeah,
only get
it's
it
a
from fish.
It's a fantastic way to look at it. Absolutely. So it really isn't just limited to vegans and vegetarians, but for those people who absolutely won't take any supplement that's a meat, that comes from an
Yes.
animal or a fish, it's a really great alternative for them as well.
Folks, we're talking with Joyce Moran here on the Healthy Habit Podcast, episode number 116. And I'm your host, Dr. Dayon. And if you missed our previous episodes, you can even just go to our YouTube channel there. And in the search bar, just type in Joyce Moran or just Joyce. And you can see all of our past episodes, like at episode 64, where we discussed the B12, B6. We talked about K2D3, the liquid packets. And we even gave you a reminder on Shilajit. Joyce is our Shilajit advocate. Remember that episode?
Yes, I am. And I'm still the biggest fan of
I know.
Shilajit.
It's
I
a good
take
one.
it every day. I hope you're taking it too now.
Yeah.
I
And
hope
remember, that's
you're
not just for men. A lot of men come in looking for that, but you want to highlight that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Shilajit is for both men and women. I mean, it has
Yes.
amazing benefits for both men and women, and it works as an adaptogen because it's an adaptogen. And the fulvic acid in there, again, we're using the clinically studied source. There's a lot of Shilajit on the market. There's a lot of resins on the market. But the only clinical studies have been done on this Prima-V Shilajit. So there are other studies, but what you get there is this just very similar to this, a super pure concentrated extract of Shilajit, which is going to help with, I mean, it has so many benefits, but most people look at Shilajit for the benefits of energy, boosting energy. Like when we get reviews, they go, "Oh, my energy just feels better." But it has so many benefits beyond that for both men and women.
Great. Again, Youtheory has that as a standalone. They have a tablet version, correct? It's not a powder.
No, it's a capsule. They're
Okay, a
capsules, but
capsule.
yes, yep, for both men and women. Exactly.
Perfect. Shilajit, and that's right here in front of my office, actually, here at the store. Come and try out Youtheory's Shilajit. I've gone through a couple bottles myself. And why would someone need, how would that potentially be a good pair with this ocean friendly omega that we're discussing?
Ooh, that's a really good question
Can
there.
they be taken
So
together? Like, would that make sense?
Absolutely, you can take them together. In fact, omega 3s, I think, is just one of those. every day. It should be in your everyday. I take omega-3s every day again, because you aren't going to be able to make it on your own. And Shilajit is the same way. It can be taken day in and day out. I mean, we know it has really great testosterone boosting studies. It's been used in some fertility studies to help, with reproductive health. We also know it helps with the upregulation of collagen synthesis. So as you have collagen in your body, it's going to help to increase the production of collagen. So also for bone health. It also has studies regarding brain health. So yes, if we put these two together, we could say right there, just for brain health, they both are brain supporting supplements.
And obviously, if your doctor says no, don't take them both together. Listen to your doc, not Joyce and Dr. D here on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's just general education. We're just seeing would that potentially make sense to combine them together, right? So you're getting the skin benefits from both of them, then it looks like, and both of them will help the brain and blood flow and potentially help the heart. So you never know, right? It's never formal advice on a podcast, but just it's good to do the research too. So Shilajit by
absolutely.
Youtheory, we've highlighted the ocean-friendly omega, and I think we'll finish off here. We'll highlight two of the new mushroom products through Youtheory. Looks like we have a mushroom immune complex, Joyce, and then a stress complex as well. Why don't we go ahead and start with the mushroom immune complex?
Okay, so the mushroom immune complex has 7 different full spectrum organic mushrooms. It's got 930 milligrams, and it is standardized to 200 milligrams of beta glucans. And these mushrooms there's reishi, chaga, maitake, let me think, lion's mane, cordyceps, turkey tail, and shiitake.
Wow.
Every one of those mushrooms all mushrooms have immune modulating benefits. And I imagine you've talked about that before, but we want to keep our immune system in our optimal balance. So you can take a product like this day in and day out to really optimize the performance of your immune system. It's not going to overstimulate it,
Yeah.
or it's not going to reduce it. If it's too high, it's going to bring it to the level that it needs to be. So it's either going to upregulate or downregulate that, which is fantastic. And the beta glucans we know help to, beta glucans are the most clinically studied ingredient for the immune system, and they come from the cell walls of the mushroom. So we have standardized them. It also has a digestive enzyme in there as well, which is always helpful. I recommend digestive enzymes with all our foods, but you're going to get the digestive enzyme benefits in this as well.
Yeah.
And one thing I did want to call out, because I've been doing a little bit of research
Okay.
to talk today,
Yeah.
and, I really, there's kind of this controversy between, is the mycelium better? Is the fruiting body? So the mycelium, again, everything that's under the ground in the mushroom, and then the fruiting body is what we see.
Okay.
And what we're using is the full spectrum mushroom. So we're using all the bioactives, all the components of the mushroom,
Mhm.
so you can get more holistic benefits from each one of these mushrooms that's included in the immune product.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean humans have been using mushrooms for thousands of years. I like this. This is a great new product. 2 capsules a day with food is the suggested dose. And like Joyce was saying, you have all these different ones here. If you can see, if you're viewing on YouTube, about 9 different mushrooms. I think you were saying, correct?
Yeah, altogether, I
7.
think in this, there's 7 full spectrum mushrooms. Yeah, there's 2 different forms of the reishi in there, I believe. So it looks like a
Right.
little bit more.
Yes, I see. We have the reishi
Yep.
mushroom extract, and then we also have the powder. And then with the chaga, maitake, and all these others. And like Joyce was saying, they all bring the immune system benefits together, to the table, rather. But then they're all unique in their own way. Like lion's mane will help more with the brain and the nerves. And then something like cordyceps is going to help more for performance and energy levels and muscle health. And then, of course, like turkey tail, that's going to hit a lot of tumor prevention and breast cancer prevention and all these so many different benefits to mushrooms. So, um, if someone's listening to this, we have a lot of mushroom fans, by the way, Joyce, that shop at the
Yeah,
store. And if someone's
awesome.
like, should I take this maybe versus an omega? What would you say? How would these differentiate from what we talked about in the first half?
Well, they really function completely different in the body. A mushroom is going to work, their DNA is very similar to our DNA, or our DNA is very similar to theirs.
Yeah.
We share about like 55% of the same. So they basically work with our systems very synergistically. That's different than an omega-3. An omega-3 can also help support your immune system as well, but this is more directing towards, working through your digestive tract where we have so much of our immune system housed and really have an impact on that. So this I would say would be used more for daily immune defense.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd like to think about it that way, just to keep yourself healthy. Um, People can take higher doses of mushrooms, of specific mushrooms, at times when they're looking to really when they're in the middle of like an acute type thing, as
Yeah.
opposed to just overall immune defense.
Exactly. And then the omegas will hit more of the cardiovascular benefits even, and
Mhm.
they're
Yes,
actually essential to they become part of the cell and different they're just different in different ways. So whereas the
yes,
mushrooms are gonna I agree with exactly how you explained it. They're gonna help upregulate that immune system, and they just have different effects. And then we even have a mushroom stress complex available, which helps reduce stress and promote mental calmness. So you can see in this product again we have cordyceps, turkey, reishi, but then some suntheanine was added in there. Let's highlight that real quick. We have a couple more minutes here. We'll highlight this
sure.
formula, do a wrap up, and we'll be done for the day. Let's hear about why was theanine added in with the mushrooms in this formula.
Yeah, such a great question. Well, anyone who's familiar with the amino acid L-theanine or theanine that comes from green tea,
Yeah,
it provides calmness. It also it provides relaxation, stress support. It's something I've taken for years. It was like one of the, again, like an omega-3, like first thing. So we're talking about addressing stress in the body, and we know that it is clinically studied to really address the stress response in your body.
yeah,
But it also, in addition to that, has been clinically studied. Like there was one study at 200 milligrams, which is what we have included in here, with middle age. So middle age, where you're having a little bit of that cognitive fogginess,
right.
it's lessening, not like you, that's super on point,
I
and
know.
together you're still below that middle age thing. But, stress has such an impact on your cognitive function. So we're going to address the stress impact, the stress response in your body. And suntheanine actually works as a neuromodulator. So it increases those alpha brain waves, which are the calming brain waves. We have the alpha and the beta. So it's
Yeah,
going to increase those, and it works rather quickly. This particular study was done over 12 weeks, but as a stress response, you can take suntheanine. So if you were to take this mushroom product, you would start feeling benefits of the suntheanine right away. The
right.
cognitive studies, they did the cognitive studies because they already knew that it was so great with stress. But they wanted to see how it could help with like working memory and mental tasking. And they really saw an uplift in people's ability to have more, to have better cognitive function over time, as well with L-theanine.
Thanks for breaking that down, Joyce. And just a fun fact, the maitake here is probably the most common one in diabetes management too, blood sugar control.
Mm.
So that's something to consider if you're struggling with the blood sugar and you're looking for a different supplement, want to mix it up a little bit. Most people haven't tried maitake in that arena as well. Plus the L-theanine, which just calms stress and inflammation in the body. That can help your
Mhm.
blood sugar get regulated better overall. So mushrooms, we can spend 5 hours discussing mushrooms, Joyce. So thanks for highlighting that again. That was the mushroom stress complex, and then there's a mushroom immune complex, folks. So they're two separate products here through Youtheory, brand new mushroom products available, and then separately we had the omega, the algae, the vegan version from the algal oil. So very informative episode here today with Joyce Moran. Last couple minutes here to go. We also highlighted Shilajit. A lot of people, it's becoming more and more popular. Youtheory does have a Shilajit available. So listen to this episode back from the top, take some notes, and bring it with you to the store here. And either stay in the demo man or any of our great staff here will help you to get those products. Joyce, let's get a recap here for the day. What's a good take home here? Our customers are shopping as we speak here in the store. What should they walk away with here after this episode?
Well, if they're looking for a great omega-3 alternative that's ocean friendly, I would definitely say, and they have, wanting to support cardiovascular health, support brain health, support eye health, which is all critical to our functioning. The ocean friendly omega is a great alternative. And I think you will find when you're taking it, the 2 capsules a day, they're very easy to swallow, and you start seeing the benefits of that over time. And then, immunity is still very key to people. It's very important to people. We're wanting to keep our immune systems at optimal performance. So that's where something like the mushroom immune product would be a great option. And then unfortunately, we're all dealing with stress. So that mushroom stress formula would be a fantastic option as well. If you're looking for something, you could combine that again with another stress formula. You could combine it, like we have our relaxed magnesium powder that also has, although it has some theanine in it, you're not going to overdose on it. So those would be options. And just to know that everything that we manufacture at Youtheory, we use the highest best-in-class quality standards. We have full traceability on all our products. We always use efficacious doses or above, so that clinically studied dose or above. So we want to make sure you, as consumers, get the benefits. You're not just taking a supplement to take a supplement.
Amazing, Joyce. Thanks again for coming on here, episode 116. We're going to talk to Joyce again in a couple weeks here, and stay tuned for that. Again, go to YouTube and then type in Healthy Habit Podcast. Go to our channel. You can just type in Joyce Moran up there and keep up with what's going on at Youtheory there. Thanks for coming in for the monthly check-in, Joyce.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Dehan.